3 games remaining. Of course, City have that game in hand as well. In case you missed this game, it was brilliant, really entertaining. Frank Leboeuf joins us to reflect on it. But you know, my overriding feeling, Craig, at the end of this game was fair play, Arsenal. Because, like, the first 10 minutes, Newcastle were all over them, weren't they?
And the first 10 minutes of the second
half.
I mean, it was a huge performance. Well, I mean, it might be too late in the whole scheme of things, but they can do no more than respond again, and they did. I mean, I think Newcastle had lost once there all
just once all season.
Big crowd behind them, playing well on the front foot. Arsenal weathered that storm and then actually created, I would say, better chances, Stevie. Yeah. They were more incisive, particularly Odegaard getting in those little spaces, in behind the midfield, picking passes out. Newcastle went to sleep on that set piece in terms of was it a set piece, not shutting Odegaard down. But that was you possibly could say that's their best performance of the season. Yeah. Bearing in mind who they're playing against, away from home, under pressure, I thought they were brilliant.
What, 3 1-on-1s in the first half?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I was actually glad the way Arsenal played today because I was getting a little sick of people saying that they've bottled this campaign. I don't think they'd bottled it because they've turned up regardless and played their football. And they did it again today. Yeah. Yes, they gave up a lot of chances, but that's only because, you know, one of the things they're going to have to get better is defensively. But that doesn't mean you're bottling it because you just don't have the players that are capable of keeping the opposition out. That's not bottling it. So today I thought it was good to see that. They didn't bottle in and they could have scored 6 or 7, probably should have. No, great performance and showed exactly what Arsenal are.
It bodes well going forward for them. I think after the Manchester City defeat, everyone kind of thought, uh-oh, you know, this could be the slide now for Arsenal. But they've responded really, really well, Frank.
They responded as grown-ups with big maturity. You couldn't expect that because you say, well, you know, they maybe in their head already know that it's going to be the end of it, and with the big pressure of St James's Park and the big confidence of Newcastle, they're going to struggle. And what happened for 10 minutes? But little by little, slowly, they got into the game and they conducted the game. They did what they had to do. They drove the game perfectly with a perfect Odegaard. And they did what they had to do. The referee was good as well because there was a penalty and it was fairly disallowed for me. And that was great until the second goal. For me, it's a big foul from Martinelli. But maybe I don't think Newcastle would have come back. But I wouldn't say it's completely deserving because Newcastle had their times and had they scored, it could have been another story. But I would say that overall, I found Arsenal above Newcastle today.
It could have been 7-5, couldn't it?
It was that sort of open game, wasn't it?
Aye. Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. There wasn't. I don't remember at any stage in this game where you could turn around and say, well, one side has just dominated the last 15, 20 minutes or had control of the whole game. Because there was just attack after attack. That was the game I was watching anyway. You know, one team would try and go forward, they would lose the ball, and all of a sudden, bosh, it was going down the other end. And then all of a sudden, it was coming back. I mean, for the neutral, it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Aye.
I mean, from a Newcastle perspective, they've lost, but they've literally gone toe-to-toe, but lost with the team that 2 or 3 weeks ago were heads-up favourites to win the league. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's progression for them, for sure. We talk about the top 4, but their performances as well. But I think from Arsenal's perspective, they've lost Saliba. Kvyat's come in off the back of Holding not been great. Just come in and done well. And so that's about having that squad that like City have. You know, they've got these players like Jorginho can come in and do a good job. Obviously, they've got to bulk up in other positions that when they do get injuries or lost to forms, you know, when Martinelli, they brought Trossard in to replace the wide guys when they get a bit tired. So where it falls down for them is just depth of squad.
Yeah.
But their actual starting 11, you know, Martinelli taking it for a run, Saka's strength, Jesus' movement and guile, and Odegaard's a clever player, really, really clever player in there. And Xhaka's performances as well. I mean, we see the odd thing from Xhaka where he, and we saw again today, this game got a little bit tense at times, but it didn't boil over. But his general performances, Granit Xhaka, have been very good in possession. This was just a really, really good game. between two teams in the top 4. And look, Newcastle will make it.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
And Arsenal have at least kept Man City honest.
Yeah.
That's all they could do.
It'd be boring without Arsenal this league, wouldn't it?
It would have been over by...
yeah.
Well, goodness me. Aye. No, we can... But the thing is, if you want to look even further, I expect Arsenal to go and strengthen.
Yes.
Which means
Where do they need defensively? You think they need another
I think they need two real centre-backs, somebody to play alongside Saliba, so that the likes of Gabriel isn't playing every single game. He can come in for the FA Cup or the League Cup or whatever, or if somebody needs a break.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what they need to do. It's kind of what City were about, 10 years ago? They got to a certain level and then all of a sudden they took the next step, signing another level of player. That's just what Arsenal has to do now.
And I think within the substitutions, it tells you where Arteta knows where some of the weaknesses are, i.e., we've talked about this. Zinchenko, great on the ball, but when it gets to the nitty-gritty of the last 20, 30 minutes of a game and you're under pressure away from home, it's Tierney come on because Tierney's more of a solid defender. So I think it tells you where Arteta understands that, you know, the strengths and weaknesses of some of these players, and he's making those changes accordingly. But listen, City was 2-1 yesterday. It was a blow away in terms of possession, but it wasn't a blow away in terms of results. They've already dropped points at Nottingham Forest this year and others.
So there's a chance.
There's always a chance, but it's
slim. It's slim.
Yeah.
It's slim.
But Arsenal doing everything right.
It's better than going up to St James's Park, waving the white towel and go, oh, City are too good.
Yeah.
They've caught us now. They've went up there, they rolled their sleeves up. It was a proper game of football, and they go back to London with 3 points. Really, really good.
Don't forget, though, City can still lose a game and win it.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen.
So,
yeah.
So
come on,
That's going 2 games.
it was going so well.
Cooling your jets a little.
Well, I don't think I was particularly on board with Arsenal winning the title.
Your voice changed a little bit of excitement. Oh, there's a chance. Well, no, there's not.
Frank,
I think they have to lose 2. I think they have to lose 2 games in order to, if Arsenal wins everything, to not win the Premier League. But what I want to say about Arsenal and what Arteta have been successful in the work that he made for Arsenal is like a couple of years ago. I said many times, no big players, no top players want to come to Arsenal because it's a shambles. And what he did this season in particular, he allows the club to buy any player they want, because now players want to come to Arsenal, they want to come back to that big club because they know that they can reach the Champions League and they really have a squad. That's the big success of Arteta. Changing in 1 year the spirit of the vision that the people have on Arsenal right now. That's a big stuff.
do you agree, Stevie?
I agree it's a foul. I'm not so sure I want to be going all that way back. Honestly, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like 15 seconds, guys.
Well, the Newcastle have plenty of chances.
There's a fine line, Frank, between correcting every decision that's wrong and using VAR for the main reasons it was brought in for. And so for that reason, I would suggest that although the referee got it wrong, it was a foul. I wouldn't like us to be doing all that all the time with VAR. So yeah, I'm quite happy with what happened.
I wasn't watching that there. I missed it. Can we run it again?
Yeah, Martinelli he blocks off Almiron.
He fouls him right on the edge of Arsenal's
There you go.
box.
Just right, get ready.
Right
so there.
See, that's a foul.
Right.
But do we really want?
But is it?
It's in a foul.
All right, we can chop that off now. I mean, you see that kind of action a lot. That's the one thing. I think we're detracting from, you know. I get what Frank's saying, but I think we're nitpicking a little bit here. This was just a brilliant game. Sometimes these things go on in games. You see it from corner kicks, set pieces where people spin out, block people. I'm good with that. Arsenal absolutely deserved to win that game. Newcastle played their part. As Stevie said, if it had been 7-5 at one point, you wouldn't have been surprised. But I don't really have a problem with the officiating in that game. No.
As Stevie reminded us, City need to win 3 of their final 4 matches to be crowned champions. That, of course, given that Arsenal win their remaining 3 games.
Right, was there a question in there?
Well, it was just that I was opening the door.
Well, you're looking right. Here's the thing.
I mean, seriously, where are you? Right, The obvious one that you might suggest would be Brighton, right? But Brighton's got a lot of games, by the way. They've got a lot of games to catch up on, so they're going to be tired. And really, regardless of the name, are you going back against Manchester City? And actually, the fact that Arsenal are keeping City on their toes might be doing them a favour, because at no stage can they afford to relax. And as a player, it's better to do that. All you got to do is go out and give 100% and win. When people start throwing all these things, we don't need to beat this team or we don't need to win this game, then you start overthinking. Man City's just got to go and play.
But you look at Everton. If you're Arsenal, you look at it and go, right, OK, we take care of our business. But you look and go, they're fighting for their lives at Goodison.
Yes.
I know they've been terrible.
Yeah.
I know that. Right, I get it. But the pitch there is probably one of the more bobbly pitches in the Premier League. It's rarely ever as good a surface as others for some reason, I don't know. And they'll play a high-pressing tempo game, Everton. So they'll try and... I mean, it's unlikely. I'm trying to find...
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Chelsea, I just don't see that happening because they've been battered by City on more than one occasion this year. But the Brighton game and the Brentford game away, Brentford, last game of the season, at home, high energy, if it gets to that point.
Yeah.
It's not an easy game. It's not. So you got to hang your coat on something.
Go on, Frank. What percentage do you give us of Arsenal winning the title?
I go for 80% for Manchester City and 20% for Arsenal. Because I don't forget the goal difference.
Yeah.
They can lose one game and they can draw one game. With the goal difference in their advantages, they're still on top. So, and I'm very wise when I say 80-20.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.